Hey, Gainesville, Alachua County, what's going on? This your boy DJ Elo. Check it out, man. I'm out here at Lofton right now for Strive for Success. Now, this is an event for the community of Lake Road and that whole area. You're in the Lake Road area. Hopefully, you guys came out, had a good time, got a lot of good information. If not, watch the show, find out what you can do, what you can get out of it, and just be a part of it, all right? This is The Connection. What's going on, Gainesville, Alachua County? This is The Connection, and I am here with Derek Lord right now. And just looking at these badges tells a lot of history behind this one man right here. Apparently, everybody knows where you are now, who you are now. But this picture alone, talk to the people and give them some history.
So when you look at the table, it kind of shows you my personal track. You see Gardenia, you see when I was a police explorer back in 1987, and 92 I was a cadet. And then you look at the badges, it tell you once I became a sworn police officer, the different agencies or organizations I worked with, up to the FBI Academy, and today the Deputy Chief Investigator at the State Attorney's Office. And it's a process. None of this, it didn't happen overnight. So you kind of follow the process.
So you were 15 right here?
That's when I was 15 years old.
15? Wow.
So that's some irony behind it. This picture, my mentor was with me the entire time. Tony Jones, yes, the one known. Today he's the chief of police with the Gainesville. I'm the deputy chief for the State Attorney's. Okay. So, which is it's a telling time because I've been able to do some of the things we talked about growing up. He didn't get it, but I did. Okay. So, well, I just want to say thank you for all you've done over the years, and just thank you for being one of the good guys.
So my name is Tavarous Parks. I'm going to be the project manager for this Jobs Plus grant. Just to tell you all a little bit about it for those that may not know. So the purpose of the Jobs Plus program, or branded as Strive for Success is what we're going to call it, the number one thing is to increase our residents, to build job-driven approaches that increase our residents' earnings, for number one, and advance their employment outcomes through work readiness, on-the-job trainings, job placement, educational opportunities, and financial literacy, which is a key component of this grant. And I say that because associated with this grant is what we call the JPEID, and that's called the Jobs Plus Earned Income Disregard, and that works as an exclusion. So this exclusion excludes 100% of our residents' increased earned income. So this is a huge financial incentive for our residents, okay? The JPEID works such as, I'm going to use my hands a little bit right here. So when a resident comes on the program for the JPEID, that sets their income level along with their rent that's associated with that, okay? So let's say that same resident goes out and let's say gets a better job, or gets a job that pays more, or gets a second job. That increase in earned income will not be attributed to their rent for up to 4 years. Okay?
My name is Jhody Polk. I'm the founder and director of the Florida Council for Incarcerated, formerly incarcerated women.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Elo, and I am honored right now to have in my presence Ms. Polk. And before we really talk, I want you to take over. This is your show. It's The Connection, and I want you to tell a little bit about your past, your present, and what you expect from your future. Who is Ms. Polk?
So Ms. Polk is just a Gainesville resident who left the community through incarceration and came back a lawyer determined to change the game and to make opportunities here in Alachua County. In 2007, I was sentenced to 8 years in prison from Gainesville, and I'll never forget being thankful to go to jail. All my life up until that point of 23 years old, being a black woman, there was very limited vision of who I could be and what I could do. It was almost like the story had been written for me. So when I went to prison, when I got to jail, it was like that was where I was supposed to be. And so when I went to prison on that 8-year sentence, I went in there determined to be worse, but I came out so much better. I was a jailhouse lawyer, incarcerated law clerk during my incarceration, and so during that time I began to really just think about who I was. I unlearned everything I learned about myself in Gainesville, and through using my gift to help incarcerated individuals, I came home with a complete confidence and understanding of who I was. And so when I came home in 2014 and set out to just be Jhody, there were so many barriers in the way. Housing, getting employment that actually matched my identity, being able to be a mom. When I left for prison, I had a 2-year-old and a 5-month-old. So now I'm coming home with 2 kids, never been a mom before. There were so many barriers. And so one of the things that I had to learn to do was how to take those barriers and turn them into opportunities. And so learning how to just even use employment in a way that allowed me to gain opportunities and relationships so that I was able to transition out of the hotels and now be in the work that most fulfills my life. And so I've had one goal since I've been home, and that's to be a lawyer. I've had to learn how to navigate the community, this state. I've had to learn how to build relationships. But now, after people told me that I'm preparing to apply for law school at the University of Florida, right here inside of our community. I founded 2 nonprofit organizations. I am the Community Justice Director of the River Phoenix Center for Peace Building, and I am the current director of the Alachua County Reentry Coalition. So I'm just excited to, first of all, be me, but to also raise an awareness and a culture specifically here in Alachua County that formerly incarcerated people are not the problem, but we're actually the ones with the solutions to be able to deal with the problems inside of our community, statewide, nationally, and beyond.
Wow. First of all, wow. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, Gainesville needs you, but the world needs you. The world needs you. You're bigger than Gainesville. Anyway, Ms. Polk, in a few words, what do you have to say to other people who have been incarcerated and they feel like that's it? I got 3 strikes, or everywhere I go, I can't get hired. You know the routine. We hear it all the time. Some people feel like it's a cop out. Some people feel like it's the truth. Once you go to jail or prison, no one wants you. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, what do you say about that?
So, first of all, just being real, it is the truth. Even as a 2018 Tavarous Justice Fellow, all the work that I do, all the work that I founded, for me, when it comes to housing, I still can't find, adequate housing that matches my identity as a person. So let's just first of all, be real. There is a stigma. In Florida, there is a permanent consequence to having a felony on your background. My first time I went to prison for 8 years. I have serious violent felonies now on my background, but I think it's important for us to collectively come together so that we can remove, right, that stigma, and we can remove that narrative around who we are. I work in our local neighborhoods every day. I work in the prisons nationwide. I work in the jail locally, and there's nobody there. The only people willing to go in those places, the only people really doing the work of empowering people is us. I truly believe that what our community, what our country is crying out for is the real experience and truth that exists within us. But if we don't believe it, how can we ever expect employers, housing officials, elected officials to believe? So first of all, be strong in recognizing that we do have that label on us, but that we have such an amazing opportunity, right, to be able to change that narrative. I love when I pull up and I listen to my Kodak Black. I love my tattoos. I'm no longer ashamed of just where I come from and who I am as a person, but we have to own that. And we have to own that in a very specific way. And then also want to just encourage people to look outside of Gainesville. Most of my experiences or my opportunities have been through connecting with people outside of Gainesville and outside of Florida. A lot of the experiences that I've had to learn and to be able to invest in myself was through joining organizations, national organizations that support individuals like ourselves. We have the National Council for Incarcerated, formerly incarcerated women and girls, the Florida Rights Restorations Coalition, organizations that are led by and organized by formerly incarcerated individuals. So one of the greatest gifts I can really encourage us to do is not just be in the bubble of Alachua County, but to look outside of Alachua County. And that doesn't require you to move, it just requires us to tap into something that we're able to either be able to bring back into our community or to be able, to lead the community. But get rid of that narrative, get rid of that voice, cast down anything that exalts itself against who you know you are, and believe and recognize that there are folks like us, and where there is no folks like us, we have to be in those spaces making sure that our voices are heard. When we look at the number of people going into the prison system, women are the fastest growing incarcerated population. 1 in 3 black men will be incarcerated. Youth, Florida is one of the highest states that actually sentence and try youth as adults. So no one's gonna step up. It really takes us, but trust in yourself, incarceration, and it is truly gonna be us, right, who have that experience that can contribute the most. So build those spaces, but also look for those spaces because they exist.
And one final thing I want to hit on is if someone is watching the show and they're a product of the environment, and they have had some issues with law, been incarcerated, and they have no idea how to get started, what to do, can they contact you or somebody? Is there a quick contact to get them from ground zero to the next level?
Absolutely. And just so people know, I've strategically placed myself in spaces that contribute to before incarceration, during incarceration, and after. You can reach me at Jhody Polk at gmail.com. That's JHODYPOLK at gmail.com. Every space that I occupy, we've made room for formerly incarcerated individuals. So we would love to have you on board. I would love to even sit down with you and think about how to not make you fit into this community, but how can we strategically place you in a way that our community can benefit from someone like you. So hit me up. There are so many opportunities, and I would be just honored, right? Because it's not just me, it's gonna take all of us.
If you have charges against you and you go around saying there's nothing for you, there's no way out, I'm straight up, because Miss Polk too nice to say it. You lying. There's an opportunity out there for you. Miss Polk can help you find that opportunity. There's something you can do. There is something, okay?
Yes.
There's something, and she is one of the ways that you can be informed. And she can, I'm sure if she doesn't know, she can tell you where to go to find out. That's it, Ms. Polk. Thank you for your time. You spoke in there. If you missed it, you missed it. just thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing for us.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tavarous Parks, and I am the Job Training Entrepreneurship Director with the Gainesville Housing Authority.
Gainesville, Alachua County, we are out here for Strive for Success right now. This is an awesome event. If you didn't come inside and if you didn't get here and hear what people were saying, you missed a lot. But I'm honored to have Mr. Parks here to speak about a little bit in detail what happens and what's going on with what you do for the community.
Yes, sir. So, through the Strive for Success program, this was a Jobs Plus grant that we received from Department of Urban Housing and Urban Development for $2.5 million for our 4 locations for our public housing residents in Forest Pines, Lake Terrace, Pine Meadows, and Caroline Manor. And this whole program is all about building job-driven approaches that help our residents with increasing their earnings and building their employment, building up that experience. And what's so great about this program is that residents that enroll on the program and get the JPEID, which is the Jobs Plus Earned Income Disregard, for up to 4 years, any increase that you have in your earnings will not be attributed to your rent. So essentially your rent will not increase for 4 years.
That's big, because that's one of the main things that a lot of people in lower income homes, they think about that. I want to get a job, a better job,
Definitely.
and make more money, but it's going to mess up my situation with my rent.
Yep.
So basically this program is one of the aspects of it. Will help you get a basically a fixed rate.
Exactly.
It stays like this, whatever your rent is, and you said for 4 years.
For up to 4 years.
For up to 4 years, and then so no matter what you're making, you can take that money and invest it and do what you're supposed to. Speaking of investing money, you guys even hold classes on what to do with your money.
Exactly, because we know that financial literacy is going to be a huge component of this grant. So we're trying to help our residents with saving, budgeting, and knowing how to appropriately spend their extra expenses that they're going to be receiving through to this great benefit.
I'm going to be talking to you in the future.
Yes.
We're going to become real good friends.
Definitely.
And this is the situation. Mr. Parks is a power supply, and you guys are about to be connected. And that's just the bottom line, because enough is enough. We're going to help you help yourself and then help others. And that's just what this man is doing. It's amazing. It's absolute. Thank you, Mr. Parks.
Thank
Get
you.
back inside of
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, guys. I hope and I pray you got something out of this episode of The Connection. It's like so many opportunities out there, and that's like one of The Connection's biggest goals, is to let you know that, hey, did you know this? Did you know that? Do you know how to get to this? Do you know how to get to that? And just bring people together. Just an awesome event today. I was out here with Strive for Success. Mr. Parks came out and talked with us, and some families came out, and just some awesome people, man. And it was just a great show, and I'm very impressed with the people and what they're doing to help us all in this community. All right, keep in tune, keep looking out for more shows, more episodes. Let us know what we need to do to improve, and we'll work on it. All right, so y'all keep in touch with us. If you need us, we got you. If you need us to come speak, come see what you're doing, to be a part of what you got going on, let us know. We got you. All right, The Connection, your boy Elo.